My name is Lucas Fraga, and the name of this article is The Use of Cold Water Immersion to Reduce Muscle Damage and Delayed Onset Muscle Soreness and Preserve Muscle Power in Jiu-Jitsu Athletes. So cold water immersion is widely used by different types of athletes, from basketball players to MMA fighters. They all use this technique as a way to recover from intense workouts. And what it is, it's basically a tub full of water and ice, and the athlete will immerse himself onto that tub. So the objective of this experiment was to investigate the effects of cold water immersion on muscle damage, muscle soreness, and muscle power for upper and lower limbs. And this was specifically done on jiu-jitsu training. The observers hypothesized that there would be a reduced perceived muscle soreness by the athletes, and it would lead to better preservation of muscle power. So 8 athletes participated in this, and they participated in 2 training sessions, which were separated by 1 week. These athletes or participants were separated into 2 groups, were randomly separated into 2 groups, four athletes in each group. And one group would participate in the cold water immersion, the first training session, and the other group would not. And the roles were switched on the second week. And after the training session, they would immerse themselves all the way to the neck in the cold water, which was approximately at 6 degrees Celsius. And they did that for about 16 minutes. So here we see that the control group had higher perceived pain post-exercise or post-training at the 24-hour mark compared to the cryotherapy group. The control group is represented by the dotted line here, and the cryotherapy group by this line. So the observers also collected blood samples from the participants, pre-training, post-recovery, 24 hours after, and 48 hours after. They collected 2 milliliters of blood each time. And the big takeaway here is that the creatine phosphokinase and lactate dehydrogenase levels were way lower in the cryotherapy group or cold water immersion group in the 24-hour mark compared to the control group. The observers also conducted another experiment, which was to test the muscle power of the athletes. And they performed both for the upper limbs and lower limbs. And at the 24-hour mark, we see here that both for the upper and lower limbs, the cryotherapy group performed better than the control group again. So based on these findings, based on the graphs, we see that the lactate dehydrogenase levels were lower for the cryotherapy group, which indicates that there was less muscle damage for the cryotherapy group compared to the control group. The cryotherapy group also had a reduced perception of muscle soreness compared to the control group. And we saw that the cryotherapy group performed better in the muscle power test in both the upper and lower limbs. And the main and what we can conclude from all of these findings is that cold water immersion is effective, and it should be used by athletes, by every type of athlete. If they want to speed up their recovery, have a better recovery, and this can lead to more training sessions, more effective training sessions, and better performance ultimately. And that's what every athlete wants. And this is my reference here. Thank you.